and welcome to the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Yehoshua Segal, joined by Roey Herzfeld. Roey, it is amazing to be back here after 343 gameless days. Last night, YU got a victory in their season opener, and we are back here at home for at the Max Stern Athletic Center for the home opener. Roey, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Yehoshua.
It's great to be back. Let's talk a little bit about what has gone on almost a year at this point to get to this point.
Well, it's been a long and frustrating path for both teams tonight, starting with last season cancellation mid-tournament, and now everything that's been going on in this year. The conference was canceled, and the D3 tournament was also canceled. The Max have had difficulty practicing. They've had to practice in pods this year, and actually last week was the first time all season where they were able to have a complete practice. For the Max, it's really coming full circle. As the Max, if you remember, they were the first team to play a game with no fans, and now here we are with no fans, just moments away from our season opener.
Let's talk about the athletic directors of each program. What have they done to get the teams, and on a practical level, ready to get playing again?
Well, we actually got a chance to speak with both coaches, and both coaches were extremely appreciative of the athletic directors of both teams. A lot of teams in both conferences, and all conferences of Division III, they actually couldn't go through with this season. They had to cancel. But the athletic directors of these respective programs, they were determined to make a season happen and worked tirelessly to do so. And also, the players deserve some credit. It could have been extremely frustrating for them, but they've been extremely energetic going into practices and the first two games.
So let's talk specifically about last night. Yeshiva jumps out, they win by 22, a great way, picking up right where they left off. How was Yeshiva able to get it done?
Well, for Yeshiva, it started with Ryan Terrell and Ayden Halpert. Terrell had 31 points and 10 rebounds. Halpert had a career-high 21 points in last night's victory. The Max looked a little bit nervous coming out of the gate, but as the second half picked up, they started to find their stride. They moved the ball well, set good screens, and eventually ended with a 21-6 run to win the game.
Fatigue has been a storyline. We saw the Max yesterday wearing masks. They'll be wearing masks again tonight. Can you shed a little bit of light on that? It was a hot gym. It was after a long layoff, as we spoke about. How's fatigue going to play a factor?
Yeah, so we talked to some of the players after last night's victory, and they were extremely frustrated with how hard it was to play with the mask. They said they weren't used to it, and they understood it was going to take some time to get adjusted. But fortunately for the Max, they have a very deep bench, and Coach Steinmetz feels comfortable substituting players so they can continue to play with high energy throughout the game.
Let's shift our focus to today's game. Let's go for Roey's roots to victory for the Yeshiva University Maccabees.
So for the Max, offensively, they have to continue to get output out of Ryan Terrell and Ayden Halpert. The Max did an excellent job in last night's win, limiting the turnovers. They had just 6 turnovers, which resulted in only 5 points off turnovers for Manhattanville. On the defensive side, though, the Max need to do a better job making sure Manhattanville can't take open threes, running them off the line, stopping the middle penetration, and also rebounding the ball on defensive end, as they allowed 9 offensive rebounds in last night's win.
And on the flip side, what does Manhattanville need to do to get the job here done this afternoon?
Well, Manhattanville starts with the free throw line. They shot the ball just 40% from the stripe, 6 for 15. And also Manhattanville, they must get Jake Dunn going. Dunn, 6'1" guard, a junior, and also a captain for this team. He was quiet to start the second half, but as the game progressed, he started to really pick it up, pouring in 5 3-pointers and finishing with 19 points.
Well, there you have it. That's our pregame show. We look forward to bringing you the season opener, Yeshiva University 2021, right after this.
If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Since its inception in 1986, the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Whether you want to get back to playing sports again or simply walk around pain-free, the PMR Center is here for you. We'll help you feel like yourself again. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together. My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Hey Max fans, it's Joseph Gittler, class of '96 at YU and founder and chairman of Leket Israel. A great way to help the needy in Israel this year for Purim is by purchasing our Leket E or print Purim cards, and also by donating funds to Leket for use on Purim Day as your matanot le'evyonim. Go Max!
Did you know that 90% of low back pain and sciatica can be treated without surgery? After a detailed evaluation, our physical therapists use gentle, hands-on techniques to alleviate most forms of low back pain. Our physicians have expertise in medication management, as well as a variety of interventional techniques, including trigger point injections. By utilizing a combination of these options, we can help you today. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
And welcome back in to the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Yehoshua Segal, joined by Roey Herzfeld. Roey Herzfeld, this has got to be, I know there's not a lot of fans here, but the excitement is in the air.
Yeah, we've seen it all week with the Max, watching some of their practices. They've been extremely energetic, and they're ready to go.
We're going to get to the national anthems. Following the national anthems, we will set the lineups for you as we get ready for the home opener of 2021. And we are back live from the Max Stern Athletic Center. We are getting ready to set the lineups for you. The starting lineups are brought to you by Yeshiva University Office of Admissions. As you start your college journey, make sure to visit us online to check out all the great virtual events and opportunities we have for YU students and how you too can be a Maccabee. The starters for the visiting Manhattanville Valiants. That'll include Jake Dunn, Petey Galgano, Sean Smith, who we saw yesterday could put on a show, Tommy Latito, and Chris Brown. The starters for the YU Max will be Gabe Leichter, Ryan Terrell, Ofek Reef, Eitan Halpert, and Matan Zucker. Let's talk a little bit about Sean Smith. What did we see from him yesterday?
Sean Smith is 6-foot forward, 200 pounds from Manhattanville. He's a very explosive athlete, can take it into the hoop. He's also got a sweet-looking stroke from behind the three-point line. Very dangerous on the offensive end.
And on the YU side, who are we keeping an eye on today?
Well, it's got to be Eitan Halpert. His first season as captain for the Max. He had 21 points, a career high in the first game of the season.
We saw Ofek Reef play well also yesterday. He became a starter towards the end of the year. What can we expect to see from him?
Well, Ofek has such a good connection with the other members of the starting five. Ryan Terrell in particular, you'll see them connect on cuts to the basket numerous times throughout the game, and we saw it again last night.
And Matan Zucker, his first year at Yeshiva University. Some thoughts on him?
Well, Matan Zucker, a transfer student from Brandeis. This is his second year playing in collegiate ball. Zucker is a big player, physical player, 6'3". He rebounds the ball well, provides this toughness on both sides of the floor.
Well, there you have it. We're just about ready. 344 days from when the tournament was canceled, as we were getting ready, as the team was on their way to Virginia to play in the Sweet 16. We are back here at home in Washington Heights.
Well, the Max, they look happy. You can see it on their faces. They're so excited to be back in the Max Stern Athletic Center playing another game.
And we're just about ready. The Max coming in at 1-0 after their 22-point victory over the same Manhattanville Valiants last night. It was a great game. It was close most of the way. A little bit of separation late, put the scoreboard a little, not necessarily so descriptive of the game. But regardless, it was a 22-point win. They played a great game. Came out a little rusty. And let's see if this game starts a little different because of the experience in the game that they've already played.
Well, it's important for the Max to continue playing within their motion offense, continue to set off-ball screens, and move the ball around the court in order to get open looks. They had 44 points in the paint last night, and they'll look to continue to get open looks.
Masks are on for both teams as Gabe Leichter and Chris Brown get ready to jump it up. An opening tip is controlled by the Valiants. It's Jake Dunn straight to the basket, gets a quick two.
And there you go, just like we talked about in the first game, the Valiants must get Jake Dunn going early and often, and there you go, he scores on his first possession of the game.
Ryan Terrell trying to do his best Ofek Reef impersonation with that hair. Eitan Halpert, wing three, no good. Hits the, as we like to call it, the rafter here. And it'll be Manhattanville possession.
The all-familiar rafter, but Ofek Reef actually said before the game, he said, Ryan's trying to steal my look, but I'm sure it's all in good fun for both of these teammates.
Goes up top, that's Galgano. Now gives for Chris Brown. They like to move a lot. They like to pass a lot. As Smith Jr. will see the ball in his hands a bunch tonight. As Galgano inside against Reef, gets it to go, a 4-0 early lead for the Valiants.
Well, the Valiants offense stems from the dribble. They're looking to create by dribbling into the middle and then pass it out. Both on that possession, we saw them dribble the ball around and get an open look from down low.
Eitan Halpert thinks about the three again, goes corner. Gabe Leichter, corner three, he's got it.
And that's just unselfish ball movement by both Eitan Halpert and Leichter. They had open looks, they could have taken it, but decided to look for the best look possible, which was a Leichter three from the corner, and he connected.
A lot of work around the perimeter once again as Chris Brown controls and gives for Latito. Latito goes up, right hand, he's got it.
That's a great hesitation move by Latito. He had Leichter on his back. Leichter thought he was stopping, but he continued to dribble the ball, get to the basket, and that's the third basket in the paint for the Valiants already.
Eitan Halpert controls again. Ryan Terrell seeing the ball in his hands for the first time. Give and go with Gabe Leichter. Goes up. Doesn't get it to go, but he'll have a chance for 2 at the line.
And that's the motion for the Max working to perfection. Leichter gets the ball, working out of the post. He's working on a smaller defender, and instead of taking a difficult shot, finds the cutting Terrell, who gets hacked at the line, and he'll get a pair of free throws.
And you see the give and go goes downstairs to Leichter. And Terrell, the nice cut.
And what vision there by Leichter, finding the cutting Terrell. That's one of the key components of Leichter's game. He's able to see his teammates anticipate their cuts and make the pass to them.
Terrell's been an excellent free throw shooter. We know this throughout his whole career at YU.
An announcer's jinx on that one, Yehoshua.
Yeah, could have saw that one coming. Jake Dunn goes the other way.
Max playing aggressive defense just like they did in last night's game.
Smith, his first shot, no good. Misses left as Zucker gets possession.
And that's great team rebounding. Ayden Halpert, a smaller player, but went up there, grabbed the board, fed it to his teammate.
Ryan Terrell, it's a 3!
Ryan Terrell, his stroke continues to improve, gets better and better, knocks down a three-pointer.
It's Galgano. Switches direction. And taken away by Gabriel Leichter. Ryan Terrell running the floor, finds Ayden Halpert in the corner, and it's good!
Halpert staying aggressive. Terrell on the fast break finds Halpert open in the corner. He likes that shot, and he takes it.
It's a 30-second timeout. We'll catch you right after this.
Hey Max fans, it's Joseph Gittler, class of '96 at YU and founder and chairman of Leket Israel. A great way to help the needy in Israel this year for Purim is by purchasing our Leket E or print Purim cards, and also by donating funds to Leket for use on Purim Day as your matanot le'evyonim. Go Max!
And we are back, Max, with a quick 10-6 lead, and it's basically what we've seen them do now for the last few years.
Well, for the Max, this is what makes the offense so dangerous, that they are so patient in the half court, but when they get the ball in transition, they're quick to make teams play for giving up the ball.
Sean Smith on the wing, no good.
Yemen with the miss on the open look.
Yetman unable to connect, and inside, Matan Zucker goes up strong but can't get it to go.
But that's a take that you like from the Max. Gets the ball down on the post. Zucker's a big player, and he likes that left-hand little floater jumper type shot. That one, unfortunately, did not connect.
Smith to pull up from the elbow. He gets fouled as Ryan Terrell a bit over-aggressive.
Well, Smith is so dangerous. He has such a nice-looking jumper, and so that's why you saw Terrell close out like that. Did not want him to hit an open jumper. Unfortunately, jumped a little too close to Smith, and now Smith will go to the line.
We saw Smith struggle from the line last night. Let's see if it's the same thing today.
Well, he has such a sweet-looking stroke from behind the three-point line, so you'd expect his free throw percentage to be a little higher. Smith, we saw miss 2 free throws late in the game in the fourth quarter, and there you go on the first one, was unable to connect.
Gets the second one to go. As Ayden Halpert gives for Gabriel Leichter. Corner goes to Zucker. We saw these 5 a lot last game as they took a majority of the minutes.
Well, Coach Steinmetz feels very comfortable with the 5 that he has out on the floor right now.
Ayden Halpert takes it baseline, and good defense from Sean Smith as he knocks it out of bounds.
That's aggressive defense by Manhattanville. They must do that in order to prevent the Max motion offense from getting open looks.
Terrell inbound gives for Leichter. Gabe Leichter underneath, can't get it to go. Matan Zucker gets it. Wing 3, Ofik Reef, yes sir!
Well, we talked to the coaching staff before the game. They said Reef worked tremendously hard on his three-point stroke. You saw it there, Reef connecting on his first three-pointer of the game.
Dunn will look to answer. He'll drive it with the right, misses the cutter. It's a three from Chris Brown. He can't get it to go, and Ofek Reef pulls down the board.
We saw a lot of that from Chris Brown last night. Three-pointers falling short. He'll look to maybe put a little more distance on his three-pointers. That one, again, fitting in the same.
Eitan Halper goes up, but they're going to call it on the ground. Side out for Yeshiva.
Eitan Halper staying aggressive so far. I like what I'm seeing so far out of Halper. It's his first year as captain, and he seems to really be embracing that role as a team leader and playing very aggressive basketball.
He'll lob it up for Terrell. Not too hard when he's got that kind of size advantage. And knocked away by Dunn. It's a steal. Yetman gives for Sean Smith, and Eitan Halper's going to get called on the foul as Sean Smith will head to the line for another pair of free throws.
Well, it looks like we're seeing some adjustments out of Manhattanville coaching staff. That Manhattanville's team defense are playing a lot more aggressive, really carrying out their defenders behind the three-point line. On that possession, you saw Dunn. He deflected a pass and then right away pushed it in transition. And Sean Smith, that's where he's most dangerous, running with a full head of steam towards the hoop. You saw it there. There's not much you can do to prevent it except for hope he misses his free throws.
Smith connects on the first. 13-8 Yeshiva leads. 15:42 to play in the first half. As Smith misses on the second, he's 2 for 4 from the line. And Terrell controls.
Well, we talked about the fatigue in the pregame.
Terrell, top of the key, three, bottom.
Terrell doesn't look like he's experiencing any of that, connecting on a second three-pointer. I expect some substitutions soon in this game as we're nearing the 5-minute mark of minutes played.
The Macs are starting hot from the outside as Dunn works against Zucker. Latito tries to cross Ofek, but we're going to get a kick ball.
And Ofek really wanted that. He wanted to put on a show for everyone in the first game at the Max Stern Athletic Center. Saw clear path, was ready to slam one home in front of everyone watching the game.
Smith for Latito over to Yetman. Smith, spin cycle, he gets it to go.
And Smith loves that move. Going to the right, spinning to the left, but finishing with the right in traffic. Such a physical player, such a quick player, and that time used all of those to his advantage, getting a very easy look.
Wesley crossing his first actions for the Valiants as Ryan Terrell catches it in the corner. Up top for Leichter, corner Ofek Reef. He'll drive, tries to spin him himself. Ryan Terrell frees a three, and he's got it.
He is on fire to start the game. That's his third three of the game. Ryan is absolutely connecting on everything behind the three-point arc. An awesome performance so far.
Yetman with the left hand, and Eitan Halper just pulls it from him, and the Yeshiva controls.
Another strong defensive play by Eitan Halper, poking away from the bigger offensive player.
Eitan Halper tries a three of his own. He can't connect as the Valiants look to push.
Well, they were bound to miss eventually, no?
Dunn the pull-up, he's good.
He loves that pull-up jumper, dribbling into the three-point line, shooting off a dribble. He's so good off the catch and shoot, but he's especially dangerous off the dribble. You saw it there, and you'll continue to see it as the game progresses.
Zucker goes with the left hand, goes corner, Eitan Halper, the corner three, no good.
Max getting a lot of open looks from behind the three-point line. Just passing the ball, moving the ball so well.
Jake Dunn from downtown. That's a long three.
Well, he's got limitless range, let me tell you that. That was around 5 feet, maybe 6 feet behind the three-point line. Didn't matter. Absolutely cash.
Backdoor cup by Matan Zucker, but can't put the layup home.
Well, that's another great look. An excellent pass from Leichter to cutting Zucker. They have great chemistry, but that time Zucker couldn't finish on the lefty layup.
Latito drives baseline against Reef and blows right by him. 2-point game. 30-second timeout called by Coach Steinmetz.
Did you know that 90% of low back pain and sciatica can be treated without surgery? After a detailed evaluation, our physical therapists use gentle, hands-on techniques to alleviate most forms of low back pain. Our physicians have expertise in medication management, as well as a variety of interventional techniques, including trigger point injections. By utilizing a combination of these options, we can help you today. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
Max lead cut just to 2 points. As the corner 3 for Adi Markovic seeing his first action this afternoon, can't connect.
Well, that's Adi Markovic. He's a first-year player for Yeshiva. He's a guard, explosive, has great handles, can shoot it from hoop. A strong player who the coaching staff seems to like a lot.
And junior Chris Maestre seeing his first action for the Valiants as he picks up the ball. He's going to get called for a walk as he tried throwing it down to the corner.
And we saw out of that timeout, the Max came with extreme pressure, trying to force a double team on Jake Dunn as he was just across the half-court line. And there you see a Leichter turnover. Great adjustment there by the coaching staff.
Nadav Altit comes into the game. The super athletic Nadav Altit, I should add.
Nadav Altit is a big guy, 6'7", with a great stroke from behind the three-point line. Former teammate of Ryan Terrell at Valley Torah also.
Nadav gets doubled, and Markovic goes back inside. Tomatan Zucker, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
Looks like we're going to have the ball actually inbounding from out of bounds. Zucker trying to stay aggressive, wanted a foul call on there, saw a lot of contact, but the refs didn't see it the same way.
Halpert throws it up top back to Zucker. As Leichter thinks about the 3, he'll go cross court for Eitan Halpert. Zucker with the left, shot clock violation, didn't realize the time was running out, and another Yeshiva turnover.
Well, Yeshiva, they like to stay patient on offense. Unfortunately, Manhattanville made them too patient on that one, refused to give them any open looks, were extremely aggressive. They got into the faces of dribblers, and that time nothing open happened. They forced a shot clock violation.
Wesley Kras got it. He gives it for Maestre. They love playing on the perimeter. Jake Dunn again, long range, no good.
And that's, even though that's a shot from extremely deep, they feel comfortable about that. Dunn already hit one so far.
Gabe Leichter, he'll try a 3 of his own, can't get it to go. Maestre pushes.
Max did a good job getting back in transition on that one.
Gabe Leichter takes it away as Zucker's running. He finds Eitan Halpert. Inside, back to Zucker. Count the basket.
What transition offense. Leichter poking the ball away. Max right away hustled to get back to transition offense. Pushed the ball up the court. Halpert shared the ball nicely, and Zucker finished and one with the left.
We're going to see Oren Batesh check into the game. He's the freshman from Queens, New York.
I'm not sure if Batesh got any minutes in last night's victory, but Batesh is a guy they believe can be a 3-and-D player for the team. He's got such a good shot from three-point line, and he's physical, can play physical defender. Didn't check in the game here, but should check in very shortly.
Galgano controls for Manhattanville. Smith and Dunn playing a little catch, goes cross for Bielenda, seeing his first minutes this afternoon. Wesley Kras, a nice cross. And taken away.
Well, he was playing a little bit out of control on that one. Forced to make a difficult pass after driving to the hoop. Zucker again looking for a foul call, didn't get it. He's going to have to deal with that. The refs don't seem like they're giving that one too easily to Zucker.
Sean Smith working against Terrell. Inside, Wesley Kras. And he's hit hard. He'll go to the line for a pair.
And right there we saw from Sean Smith the vision that he has. That's what basically makes him a great player. Not only can he take it to the hoop and he's explosive, but he's such a willing passer, sees his open teammate, willing to drop it off there, and that's why Manhattanville has a trip to the line for 2 free throws.
Wesley Kras saw extended minutes the other night as he misses on the front end of the pair. 10:42 to play, Max lead by 4. They've, it's been a pretty Yeshiva University-like first half. A lot of open looks, a lot of cuts, a lot of movement.
Well, coaching staff, I'm sure they're happy with the offensive output that they've got so far. I think defensively, they've got to try to limit that penetration to the middle of the hoop. You saw it there on last possession with Sean Smith.
Max fans, the best way to support your favorite team is by contributing to the Blue and White Club in support of Yeshiva University. Gifts can be designated to support any YU team or for general purpose. For more information on how to support the Max, visit yumax.com and look for the Giving tab. That's yumax.com and Giving. Terrell, wing three! It's money once again!
He is unconscious right now from behind the three-point line. That's his fourth three-pointer of the first half. Unbelievable.
Latino gives for Galgano. As Sean Smith, the righty floater, it's good. Nice looking floater from Sean Smith.
And in for the game, we see a lot of YU players as Adi Markovich turns it over. We see a lot of players, first-timers for Yeshiva's team. It's been a little bit difficult to get a grasp of the motion offense and everything that goes into this team, especially with all the protocols that have been put in place. It'll be interesting to see which of the players can get acclimated the quickest. We're seeing it so far.
Sean Smith's got it up top. We're going to get a foul against Oren Batesh. And now a timeout called. 30-second timeout called by Manhattanville. And we are back at the Max Stern Athletic Center. Home opener once again, 9:50 remaining in the first half. Max lead by 5. I'm Yehoshua Segal, joined by Roey Herzfeld. Roey Herzfeld, thoughts on the first quarter of play?
Well, we're seeing the Max do what they do offensively, staying patient, waiting for the open looks to come. And then on the other side of the ball, it's Manhattanville. They're relying heavily on Sean Smith and Jake Dunn to create open looks for them so far. That's really what's kept them in the game in this first half.
Latino throws long for Chris Brown as Galgano controls for the Valiants. Latino from the elbow, no good, and ripped down by Gabe Leichter. Nice rebound.
That's just a great job of Leichter, positioning himself, using all of his size to corral that board.
Nadav Alti thinks about the three drives and can't get it to go as Bielenda runs for the Valiants. Gets it to Sean Smith. A little hesitation and can't get it to go. Gabe Leichter and anchored defensively. Ryan Terrell running quickly. The floater, no good.
The game is really picking up the speed there. Manhattanville looks like they're slowing it down.
Gabe Leichter steps in front, throws long for Nadav Alti, but it's taken away by Latino. A lot of back and forth here, but not a lot of scoring.
Well, for the Max, as the new players start playing, they start to get a little more patient offensively, wait for stuff to come to them. You saw with Altis take a little bit.
A nice strong take by Bielenda. He can't get to go. Good defense.
But Markovich, Batesh, Altis, they'll start to get more comfortable and will wait for their open looks and hit on them.
Markovich, top of the key. It's a three and it's good.
That's his first three-pointer as a YU Mac. Welcome, Adi Markovich.
Sean Smith will control. Gives over to Galgano. Oren Batesh, good defense. We spoke about his defense earlier, and he's putting on a clinic. Up top, that's Brown. Corner goes for Bielenda. Falls short. Good closeout from Ryan Terrell. Markovich throws for Terrell. Terrell, another three. Give it to him.
Terrell, his 5th three of the first half. Truly an impressive shooting performance.
Full timeout called by the Valiants, and we'll send it to commercial break. And welcome back to the Max Stern Athletic Center. The Max have built an 11-point advantage.
And they're doing that by playing such good defense. They're being aggressive. They're not letting Manhattanville get to where they want to go. They're limiting Dunn from the three-point line, making every shot difficult for him and Sean Smith. And that's why they've allowed just 19 points in more than 10 minutes of gameplay.
Sean Smith working on the interior. Outside, Galgano, that's a three. No good. As Gabe Leichter comes up with it.
That's a good look for Manhattanville. Galgano's a good three-point shooter. Didn't connect on that one, but I'm sure they're happy with that possession.
Oh, grief. Right, Terrell, another three. And they're going to get him on a foul. He's going to go to the line for 3 free throws.
Well, he's been automatic so far from behind the three-point line. I guess all you can do is foul him and hope he misses his free throws. I'm not sure what the strategy with guarding Ryan Terrell behind the three-point line is anymore. It's really been an impressive clinic so far by Terrell. You saw it in his first game, 31 points. Made it look easy. Don't have the exact numbers on what he has so far. We'll try to get you that as soon as possible. But Terrell, an impressive performance.
Terrell goes 3 for 3 from the line. Max lead by 14. Galgano controls. A lot of dribbling. As Eitan Halpert stays defensively switched with Leichter.
Trying to run a high ball screen with Dunn and Sean Smith.
Yetman will think about the three. Shot clock winding down. There's got 6. Inside, Chris Brown against Terrell. Give and go with Yetman. A nice backdoor cut from Connor Yetman.
Well, that's 25 seconds of unbelievable defense by the Max, but unfortunately Chris Brown pounding an open teammate down low, got an open look. Just got to finish off those defensive possessions strong.
Leichter controls on the wing. Halpert gives for Batesh. Batesh seeing a lot of time with the starting unit. Give and go! Alley-oop! Gabe Leichter to Ofek Reef!
It's showtime. It's showtime in the Max Stern Athletic Center. What an alley-oop to Ofek Reef, slamming that one home.
We'll get you that replay as soon as we can. As Jake Dunn gives it inside for Chris Brown. Brown inside, can't get it to go as Yetman comes down with it. Gathers and can't connect. Terrell running for the Max. Gives for Batesh. Back to Terrell. Leichter across for Batesh. Fumbles it but brings it down.
Athletic catch there by Batesh, grabbing that with one hand.
As Halpert back to Terrell. 10 on the shot clock. Wing, Eitan Halpert, it's a three, and it's a little too strong.
Well, Reef came flying in there trying to get a putback on that one. Going for another highlight play. That one, fortunately, boxed out.
Dunn, long three, can't connect. As Terrell eventually comes away with it. He's running the floor. Long three, Oren Batesh.
That's a great look by Terrell, pushing in transition, finding the Baynash, who has such a good three-point shot. That one didn't go.
Dunn goes up with it. They're going to say the defense's hands connected on the ball as he was in the air. We'll get a jump ball. Possession stays with the Max.
Well, that's a great job not fouling as Dunn takes it into the hoop, trying to draw contact. Very easy to just slap your hand there, give him a hack, but they did a great job forcing his hand on top of the ball, and that's why they came up with the jump ball, and they hold possession for the Max.
Halpert for Terrell. We got used to saying that. Eitan Halpert taking on a very similar role that his brother and recent graduate Simcha Halpert takes on as Oren Baynash connects on a triple.
And hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of that out of Oren Baynash, his first three-pointer as a Mac.
YU has mounted a 17-point lead. They have come out firing on all cylinders as Sean Smith tries to answer. He can't do so as Ofek Reef runs the point for the Maccabees. Corner goes to Eitan Halpert. He'll think about it. And now goes back up top. All the way around the perimeter. Ofek Reef for three, and it's no good.
Well, even though that one didn't convert, what around the horn basketball. They each had open looks, turned it up to get Reef an open look from the corner.
Now it's Yetman. He'll try a three of his own. In and out. They can't buy a bucket.
Well, Manhattanville, they're trying to run a high screen with Dunn and Sean Smith, but every time they do that, Leichter comes out, extends behind the line, and gives both Dunn and Smith trouble.
Baynash tries again. It's too strong as Dunn runs for the Valiants. He's got a cutter. It's Galgano goes up and gets it to go.
And finally, Manhattanville scores some points. Baynash with good defense getting back there. Even that transition point was extremely difficult for Manhattanville, and that's just great defense, all-around defense, getting back defensively. They're really making Manhattanville work hard for their points today's game.
Ryan Terrell again, no good.
You almost expect him to make it every time with how good he's been so far.
Goes to the corner. Yetman will try again and gets that one to go. Cut this Maccabees lead to just 12.
Well, he had the same look just a few possessions ago. The first one rimmed out. This time he hits it right, connects, three-pointer for Yemen.
Gabe Leifer thinks about the corner three. Now will try the three. Bottom for Gabe Leifer.
And the veteran move by Leichter understands what's going in the game. He feels comfortable taking a pump fake. He had an open look, but pump faked, drew the defender off of him, calmly stepped back and sunk a three-pointer.
Jake Dunn, the strong drive, goes up. I think they'll get him for two. Let's see what the call is. We got a foul on Eitan Halpert as as Dunn will go to the line for two. There you have it. You see Gabe Leifer, the pump fake, brings it down, tries again, and connects on the three.
For Jake Dunn, he's been active so far in this first half. Hit a couple deep three-pointers, trying to get to the hoop, but the Macs have done an incredible job limiting, especially from that high pick and roll. And so Dunn, happy to get to the line on that one. He'll look to continue to stay aggressive. But for Manhattanville, where are you going to get offense besides for Dunn and Smith? That's what they need to find out because the Macs have done a tremendous job limiting those two offensively.
Dunn will try to split the pair. He does just that. 14-point Yeshiva lead as Max Leibowitz will see his first action this afternoon.
Well, the Macs are well on their way to hitting that 86 points per game average they hit last season. Their opener, they had 98, which passed the average, and here already 41 points.
Terrell drawing lots of defenders as Zucker goes up top for Leifer. Max Leibowitz takes the baseline as he's got it and gets rejected by Wesley Krah. Other way, it's Dunn. High flying, no good as Terrell pulls down the board. He'll run for the Max, gives up. Ofek Reef behind the back. Razzle dazzle, and they'll get him on a foul. He'll go to the line for two.
Razzle dazzle is right behind the back. He felt comfortable making that play, tried to go up with the left. It was a creative play, flashy play, and gets to the line for two.
Yeah, put those handles on the highlight reel as he almost gets to finish.
Ofek Reef is simply a walking highlight reel. He did it all last season, and he's looking to continue to do it this season as well. You'll see a lot of him on YouTube.
Ofek Reef connects on the front end of the pair. 2:22 to play, Max by 15.
Sean Smith will get some rest in this one. He's been working hard this entire first half. He'll take a little breather as we're nearing the end of this first half.
Reef drains the pair as Galgano controls for the Valiants.
But we saw Tommy Latito, he's handling the ball right now. We saw him very active in last night's matchup. Unfortunately, so far for Tommy Latito, he's been limited tremendously on the offensive end. Very quiet first half for Latito, who's a very good player for Manhattanville.
Yeah, we're going to get a hold on Matan Zucker on the inside. Low post area as Nadav Altit will check back in for the Max.
A little bit of a frustrating half for Matan Zucker. He's got open looks. He's played tremendously well within the offense, but hasn't been able to finish, hasn't got the calls that he thought he's deserved so far in this first half.
Galgano up top for Latito. Good defense from Nadav Altit. He is everywhere.
Altit's 6'7" length makes him such an impressive defender.
Don, the pull-up three. He's got it.
Don is so dangerous from behind the three-point line. He's dribbling the ball. It almost seems like he's walking away from the basket, but he can just stop on a dime, pull the trigger, and connects at any possible moment.
Leichter guarded by Galgano. He'll give for Altit. Terrell, corner for Ofek Reef. Goes up top. Gabe Leichter thinks about it. Back to the corner. Max Leibowitz. No good.
That's a good look for Leibowitz. But you saw Leibowitz was a good screen to get Reef open. Off-ball screen. Reef passed it away.
I think they're going to say out of bounds off of Manhattanville.
Looks like that as the players continue to walk down the court. Had to bring back Altit to inbound the ball, though. But possession will indeed stay with the Max.
Coach Alessi not happy about it. Just over 1 minute to play. Yeshiva by 13 in this first half. Home opener after 344 days since the game was canceled in Virginia. Max opened 1-0 last night against these same Manhattanville Valiants as they won by 22. As Galgano almost taken away by Leibowitz. Galgano will try the three. No good as Leibowitz corrals it in. Ryan Terrell, wing three off to the right, but Gabe Leichter, they're going to get him for an over the back. That's an offensive foul.
Well, you saw Leibowitz. He tried to poke it away earlier in the possession. Was ready to run. Grabbed the board, pushed it up to Terrell, and Max continued to run the ball in transition. It's just either a patient offense or looking for points in transition. They're looking to get the easiest and open shots as possible, and that's why they're scoring at such an impressive rate.
Trying to work out all the confusion here. I think at the end of the day, it'll be Jake Dunn at the line for 2 free throws. Excuse me, that was a 1-and-1. Missed on the front end, rebounded by Terrell. 17 fouls against Yeshiva, 5 for Manhattanville.
Well, Max can hold for one on this one. They're going to have to shoot the ball before the end of the shot clock.
Ofek Reef goes up strong with the left, can't get it, and now Manhattanville could hold for one.
Max extending that defense beyond half court. A little bit of pressure there. You can hear the Max bench doing a great job cheering on their teammates.
5 seconds left. Dunn drives with the left, gets a bump, throws it up there. He's got it. He gets it to go, and time will expire as the Maccabees lead by 10. Excuse me, as the Maccabees lead by 11, we will send it to commercial break. Halftime show coming up shortly.
When I was in 9th grade, someone told me to give up on ball. He told me, basketball will only take you so far in life. You're not going to make it to the NBA, he said. What he was missing is that making it to the NBA isn't the only reason why we play. game of basketball leaves you with so much more than just the game itself. The life lessons and friendships that are made while playing the game will outlive the game and can last a lifetime.
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
Hey Max fans, it's Joseph Gittler, class of 96 at YU and founder and chairman of Leket Israel. A great way to help the needy in Israel this year for Purim is by purchasing our Leket E or print Purim cards, and also by donating funds to Leket for use on Purim Day as your matanot le'evyonim. Go Max!
At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
My story started with a letter in the mail.
I took my first steps in New York and felt the energy all around me.
I connected with my Rebbe on the first day of Shir.
My story was learning that the mitochondria is more than just the powerhouse of the cell.
I made my painting from scratch, like really from scratch.
My roommates came here from 4 different countries. We lit one menorah together.
My story was practice every night.
Chavruta every night.
Subway rides, city lights.
In my story, my name was in the headlines.
The bylines.
The University Museum.
My story was my internship at the Supreme Court.
Dancing with the Israeli flag in Times Square.
My story was participating in the only hackathon, not on Shabbat.
The Career Center found me my first job at a top business analytics firm.
My story was becoming best friends with my chavruta.
And holding that NCAA trophy.
My story started here.
My story is just beginning.
If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Since its inception in 1986, the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Whether you want to get back to playing sports again or simply walk around pain-free, the PMR Center is here for you. We'll help you feel like yourself again. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
When I was in 9th grade, someone told me to give up on ball. He told me, basketball will only take you so far in life. You're not going to make it to the NBA, he said. What he was missing is that making it to the NBA isn't the only reason why we play. The game of basketball leaves you with so much more than just the game itself. The life lessons and friendships that are made while playing the game will outlive the game and can last a lifetime.
Pretending to take it back by Leichter. Give it to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more!
If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Since its inception in 1986, the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Whether you want to get back to playing sports again or simply walk around pain-free, the PMR Center is here for you. We'll help you feel like yourself again. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Michael Aloni. Thousands of Israeli families are struggling now more than ever. Leichter Israel is distributing cooked food to people throughout the country to ensure that everyone's plates are full this holiday season. So donate now to provide hot meals for Israelis in need.
When I was in 9th grade, someone told me to give up on ball. He told me, basketball will only take you so far in life. You're not going to make it to the NBA, he said. What he was missing is that making it to the NBA isn't the only reason why we play. Basketball leaves you with so much more than just the game itself. The life lessons and friendships that are made while playing the game will outlive the game and can last a lifetime.
Did you know that 90% of low back pain and sciatica can be treated without surgery? After a detailed evaluation, our physical therapists use gentle, hands-on techniques to alleviate most forms of low back pain. Our physicians have expertise in medication management, as well as a variety of interventional techniques, including trigger point injections. By utilizing a combination of these options, we can help you today. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
And welcome back in to the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Yehoshua Segal, joined by Roey Herzfeld. Roey, quite a first half we saw, but before we get to that, let's check the first half stats. Yeshiva with a 43-32 lead. YU not shooting it great from inside the three-point line, but the story of this afternoon has been the three-point field goals. Yeshiva shooting it almost 50%, while the Valiants have struggled. Lots of assists for Yeshiva and a few more rebounds from Manhattanville. These halftime stats are brought to you by Leichter Israel. Leichter Israel, rescuing nutritious surplus food for Israelis in need. Let's break down the first half. Roey Herzfeld, what are your thoughts?
Well, you saw it on the stats over there. Manhattanville allowed YU to shoot 11 for 23 from three-point line. And so defensively, they actually switched to a zone a little bit in the first half. Manhattanville seemed like they're comfortable and they're almost willing Yeshiva to shoot three-point shots instead of getting open looks down low. Last night we saw 44 points in the paint. That was the key number. But tonight they're just 2 for 10 on two-point field goals. They're refusing to let them get inside, and they're comfortable letting Leichter shoot the three-point line. And so far, Terrell has been incredible from behind the three-point line, and Max have hit 11 threes. But if they start to miss some more of those threes, that's definitely a recipe for Manhattanville to get back into this game.
And on the opposite end, right, what does Manhattanville need to do to really get back into this?
Well, it's about Jake Dunn. They've got to get Jake Dunn going. And so the Yeshiva defense has been very impressive so far. They're trying to get Dunn on pick and rolls, trying to get him going off the screens, but they've done a great job trapping him, bringing up the defenders, and making sure he can't get going. Max need to continue to get the ball out of his hands while Manhattanville hopes to try to feed him and maybe try to incorporate Sean Smith into the action as well.
Yeah, you said it best, and I think just overall it's so good that everyone's back out here. Like I think it's a great feel. I think the Maccabees are just ecstatic to be back on their home floor, somewhere where we had so much history being made right here last year, and now we're just bringing it all together.
Well, it's been all smiles so far on the faces of both teams' players. They're excited to be playing, definitely.
And with that being said, we spoke to Coach Alessi this week and gave us some great insight about what they do, what they like doing best. But more importantly, he's got some ties, at least sort of ties. That's the coach of Manhattanville. He's got some ties to this university. For more on that, we will send it to S.J. Tannenbaum, our sideline reporter, to give us a few more details.
Hey Max fans, most of the time when we watch the Max play, we don't know a whole lot about their opponents and surely not their coaching staff. However, the coach of Manhattanville, Chris Alessi, happens to have an extremely close relationship to former Yeshiva University head coach and athletic director Bernard Red Sarachek. You see, Coach Alessi played at Baruch College. When he was at Baruch College, he played against Yeshiva University, so he's had a long time respect for the team. Additionally, Bernard Red Sarachek was Chris Alessi's father's mentor. So Alessi was around Sarachek a lot. Lastly, and possibly the most important thing, Coach Alessi said about Red Sarachek himself, he's one of the best coaches that people just don't know a lot about. Red Sarachek, of course, was a Yeshiva University head basketball coach, athletic director, as well as a mentor to both Red Holtzman, the former coach of the New York Knicks, as well as former Yeshiva University basketball head coach, Jonathan Halpert. A crazy connection out of nowhere. Back to you guys in the booth.
Well, thank you very much, SJ. Some pretty cool insight there. As we get ready for the second half, the Macs lead by 11, trying to go 2-0 on the season and defy a Valiants comeback.
Well, the Macs just got to keep doing what they're doing offensively. Look for open looks. They're going to be shooting a lot from three-point line if Manhattanville continues to give them those open looks. But always, Macs got to continue to set good screens, cut the ball, continue to move the ball well, and that's how they're going to be able to continue scoring at a high rate.
It'll be Manhattanville ball to start this second half. As it looks like maybe some music errors, we're just getting the scores table set. And here we go, we are set 20 minutes on the clock as Dunn controls for Manhattanville. Slatito, guarded by Terrell. Not a lot of movement, and there we go. Chris Brown inside to Sean Smith, poked away by Leichter. 10 on the shot clock. Couple of crosses as Dunn thinks about it. A pull-up three from the corner, and Jake Dunn with a tight defense right in front of his face gets it to go.
Such a difficult shot by Jake Dunn, but he's comfortable shooting the ball anywhere on the court. You saw it there with his step back. He's got such good footwork, which allows him to get into his shot at an easy rate and flows such a flowing jump shot, and that's why he's able to connect on those difficult shots.
Ryan Terrell draws a double team as Gabe Leichter thinks about the three. Manhattanville in a zone. It's a 2-3. As Matan Zucker on the baseline can't get it to go, and now the Valiants have it going the other way.
The Macs continue to struggle from the 2-point field goals. Again, missing on that one.
As Sean Smith using his body, good defense from Gabriel Leichter as Ryan Terrell controls for the Maccabees.
Well, we saw him go to the spin move in the first half. This time didn't go.
Eitan Halper finds himself wide open and connects from downtown.
Another three-pointer from the Macs. That's Eitan Halper's second of the game. He's got 6 points so far.
Delgado gives for Smith. Smith, lots of ball handling. He spins, goes up, can't get it to go as Matan Zucker comes down with it.
He wanted some isolation basketball there. Got it on Leichter, couldn't connect.
Ryan Terrell, corner triple, little too strong as Galgano comes down with it.
You see it already. The Macs have already taken two three-pointers to start the second half.
Galgano throwing himself up as he can't get it to go. Eitan Halper comes down the other side of the floor, and Ryan Terrell the follow.
What an effort there by Terrell, forcing the issue, getting back, and putting the putback in.
Latito the quick answer. As it remains an 11-point Maccabees advantage. Ofek Reed for Eitan Halper. Inside it's Terrell, throws three defenders and gets it taken away. It's Dunn now running, 2-on-1 developing inside. Latito goes up, and he's got to count the bucket for Tommy Latito.
Well, Eitan Halper can't believe that call, but that possession starts on the defensive end. They were in the zone, forcing a turnover, grabbing the ball, and pushing it in transition.
A chance to cut it to an 8-point lead, or an 8-point deficit, more appropriately. As Adi Markovic will check in. He replaces Eitan Halper. He does just that. It's an 8-point lead, 17-25 to play here in the second half. Home opener, men's basketball season 2021.
As the second half progresses, we may start to see the fatigue coming in. So far, so good.
Ryan Terrell on the interior gets to go, and you just mentioned that, right? We're talking about a 16-hour layoff from last week to this afternoon. From last night's game till this afternoon's game, and something that Yeshiva doesn't do too often.
Well, Coach Steinmetz called it an extended halftime. There's little adjustments you can do, almost go with the same game plan. In terms of actual fatigue from the players, you just got to rest up, get ready for the next game. Not much else you can do.
Nifty play from Jake Dunn, and he's putting on a show this afternoon.
Well, Dunn, that's it. Also extremely difficult shot off the 1 foot, but gets that one to go.
Markovic thinks about it. Nice cut from Zucker, but Ryan Terrell has it taken away. Latito comes down this way. Gives for Galgano. Back to Latito. Cross court, Jake Dunn. He'll free a three, and it rolls off the rim. As it's taken away. Not a good pass from Adi Markovic as the defender stepped right between the pass, but now Jake Dunn comes up empty on a three. All air. But after the ball gets thrown off Adi Markovic, the ball will stay with the Valiants.
Well, the Macs got away with one there. Dunn, a great three-point shooter, was wide open. Just straight out missed it. But for the Macs, you're seeing a little bit of a sloppy offense to start the second half. They've got 3 turnovers already to start the second half. Something they definitely need to clean up.
Latino defended by Markovic, a good defender, a wide defender. As he's all over him, and he'll force Latino to take a timeout. Good defense all over the place from the Maccabees.
Well, Markovic was in his face, playing physical defense with him. Leitito, extremely frustrating, was not very happy when he called that timeout. Didn't want to have to waste a timeout over there, but better than giving up the ball and forcing another turnover.
It's a full timeout.
Hey, Max fans, it's Joseph Gittler, class of '96 at YU and founder and chairman of Leket Israel. A great way to help the needy in Israel this year for Purim is by purchasing our Leket E or print Purim cards, and also by donating funds to Leket for use on Purim Day as your matanot le'evyonim. Go Max!
At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
And welcome back. The Max 8-point lead, 15:58 to play in this second stanza.
Well, the Max just got to do a better job keeping control of the ball, staying patient on their offense and letting the open looks come to them. I think the zone is giving them a little trouble so far. The Valiants switched to zone, forced a turnover early, and the Max have to adjust, continue to stay patient, wait for the open looks, and not get a little lazy out there.
The inbound goes for Leitito. Backdoor cut, Jake Dunn, nice play, but can't convert the easy lay-in, and Ryan Terrell comes away with it.
Well, Dunn makes so many difficult shots. It's almost a wonder when those ones don't fall. But a good look there from the Manhattanville offense.
Markovic seeing extended minutes this afternoon. Inside, Ryan Terrell, nice put in. But he might have gotten hit. He's slow to get up.
But there you go offensively. That's a great look. Finding the taller Terrell, finishing with an easy layup.
And you might see a foul here from the Maccabees, but no, we'll get an injury timeout. Looks like Terrell got hit in the groin area.
Well, that one stings a little bit, but Terrell should be, well, hopefully he'll be okay with some time. Max will have to adjust a little bit with him off the court.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's hope he gets up all right. And he'll do just that. But he's clearly in some pain.
Well, for Manhattanville, they have to continue feeding Jake Dunn. You saw them get Jake Dunn a good look on last possession. He makes so many shots, so many difficult shots. You've got to find a way to just continue to give him the ball. And hopefully for Manhattanville, they also try to look to get Sean Smith going. He's been quiet since the first half. He was their best player 2 years ago. Really an explosive player. And with Dunn sitting, it will be on Sean Smith to carry the bulk of this offensive weight for a few minutes.
Yeah, Batesh will replace Terrell as he takes a breather. And Markovic will run the point for the Max. Gabe Leichter goes corner for Markovic. Playing a lot of catch. He'll now try the three. Can't connect. Rebounded by Wesley Krat. Sean Smith hustling. A nice pass to Yetman. And just a 6-point Max lead as Manhattanville has come out strong in the second half.
Well, they're tightening the gap here a little bit. Sean Smith on transition, just as we called upon him. He needs to step up a little bit. There you go, running the ball in transition, finding his open teammate for an easy lay-in.
Reef has been quiet as of late. Leichter controls on the wing as they work it around the perimeter.
A lot of stagnant players for the Max.
Markovic can't connect on the three as the shot clock was running low.
They've got to get back to the basics, move the ball around, set hard screens. We saw 3 players standing still on the perimeter. They've got to do a better job with the off-ball movement.
Smith finally gets one to go under on the inside in the low post, and it's just a 4-point lead for the Max.
Well, Terrell got his rest, feeling a little better clearly as he's ready to get in the game, as the game has seriously tightened up so far in the second half.
Zucker underneath, draws a triple team, puts it up anyway, and comes up empty. Ball leaks out to Gabe Leichter. Inside, Ofek Reef, high flying.
Ofek Reef, a vertical threat, got it on the alley-oop.
30-second timeout called by Coach Alessi. Let's reset things for you. 13:50 to play, Max by 6. It's been all Manhattanville the second half as YU jumped out to an 11-point lead at the half, and Manhattanville has come and adjusted at halftime and just come out stronger.
Well, the Max have been sloppy offensively, as we mentioned. They just need to get back to the basics, trust their offense. The injury to Terrell hurt them a little bit there. I think they were a little shook more than anything else, and that allowed Manhattanville to continue to climb back into the game and actually cut the lead down to 4. But the Max scored, extending the lead back up to 6.
Terrell back on the floor. And looking to get a couple of things set here. Gabe Leichter taking care of some maintenance issues on the side, and I think they're waiting for him. Hey, we are ready to go. Galgano gives for Latino. Good defense. Tesh. And now it goes down under the... Leaks out, corner 3, Latino. He's got it.
They've cut the lead down to 3. Max looked frustrated defensively, almost took the ball out of Wesley Crowell, but he was able to stay on his feet and make the pass, finding an open teammate for 3.
Ofek Reef back up top to Gabe Leichter. Inside to Terrell. A nice little alley-oop action with Terrell on the interior.
And the Max continue to use the vertical threat of both Ofek Reef and Ryan Terrell to get open looks from 2 points.
Markovich takes it away. To get it to go. As substitutions come in for the Valiants, a whole bunch, as Kra and Galgano will take a seat.
Well, the Max are adjusting to the zone defense that Manhattanville are playing. They're taking the vertical threat, going behind the zone instead of forcing up threes. That's something you love to see out of the Max.
Gabe Leichter, defense crashes. Markovich, wing 3, yes sir!
Markovich, a guy who can shoot the ball from behind the 3-point line. You saw him connect there, felt confident, let it stroke, and bang, hits the 3.
Latino inside to Brown. Brown working with that left hand. As Smith gets doubled, it leaks for Dunn. Dunn, pull up Jimmy, no good. Blocked by Markovich.
Well, that's an excellent closeout by Markovich, hitting a 3 on one end of the court, closing out on the other.
Reef will think about it, drives the lane, a lot of handles. Gabe Leichter now goes to the corner. Markovich again, no thanks. But a nice pass to Ryan Terrell as he'll get fouled going up.
Well, Markovich really starting to come into his zone over there. Had a look from 3, decided he didn't want it. Found Terrell open down low, and Terrell gets hacked. He'll go to the line. Max staying much more patient offensively, working, passing the ball, moving off the ball, and that's why they're getting better looks.
Terrell misses the free throw. As we'll see Altit and Eitan Halpert check back in for the Maccabees. He'll connect on the second. You're not going to see Ryan Terrell miss a pair too often.
No, you will not, as he connects on the second one. Manhattanville seem like they want the one-on-one players from the post. That's what they're looking for offensively.
Good defense as Halpert gets a hold of it.
Well, that's another hustle play that we've seen by Halpert on the defensive end.
Terrell to Leichter. Leichter cross court. Eitan Halpert, corner 3. They're going to say we're going to get an offensive foul against Altit as he tries to set the screen.
Well, part of that max motion offense is setting off-ball screens. Altit got caught on that one. That's exactly what they're looking to do offensively.
A lot running around the perimeter for the Valiants. Latito finally brings it inside. He'll put up a floater. And a friendly rim goes down for Tommy Latito.
Well, Latito really starting to come into his zone in the second half. Getting more aggressive. He was quiet in the first half. Hit a couple of shots already so far in the second half, and he's giving them a huge offensive boost, which Manhattanville desperately need.
Taken away, Terrell loses it as Smith leaks out for Dunn. Inside, back to Smith. Give and go with Dunn. Now goes to the corner of Latito. Back to the corner, it's Dunn. It's a corner three, and it's no good. Rebounded by Terrell.
Well, that was great ball movement there by Manhattanville. They each had open looks. Moved the ball so quickly to find an open shot for Dunn.
Markovic, the Euro. And I think they're going to get it on the floor. Let's see what the call is. Yeah, it's going to be side out for the Maccabees.
We're starting to see why the coaching staff likes Markovic so much, getting more aggressive as the game progresses. You saw him a Euro step on that one and get called for the foul. Didn't get to the line there, but making a positive impact on both sides of the ball.
Halper will trigger from underneath. Way around, it's Ryan Terrell. He frees a three. Bottom, Ryan Terrell.
That's his 6th three-pointer of the game. Ryan Terrell has been unbelievable from three-point land today.
Right on cue. He's not missing. Basically automatic from beyond the arc. Max back up by 10, and a turnover from the Valiants.
And the noise you're hearing right now is not fans, but actually the Max bench, who are making a ruckus, cheering on their team defensively. They're loud and they're excited for their teammates.
Yeah, they're making a mark on this game even from the bench. They're excited again, as we mentioned. Just great to be back home after such a long absence. Nice find underneath. Eitan Halpert to Altit for the deuce.
It's starting to get real loud in here, and that's really the culture of this Max team. They play such unselfish offense, and now we're seeing it from the bench, cheering on their teammates every play.
Smith, spot up three. He's got it. Timeout called by Coach Alessi of Manhattanville. It's a full timeout. We'll get back to you on the other side of this break.
For Kennedy, but take it back by Leichter. Give it to Terrell. Terrell! That's right, Terrell, 2 more!
Hey Max fans, it's Joseph Gittler, class of '96 at YU and founder and chairman of Leket Israel. A great way to help the needy in Israel this year for Purim is by purchasing our Leket e or print Purim cards, and also by donating funds to Leket for use on Purim Day as your matanot le'evyonim. Go Max!
At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
Welcome back. 10-point Max lead, 9:39 to play in this second half.
Well, on that last offensive possession by Manhattanville, you saw Sean Smith connect on a three-pointer. We saw a lot of that in last night's game. Hasn't taken so many threes so far in this one. But as we're nearing the 10 minutes, as we pass the 10 minutes, Sean Smith will need to take a lot more threes to get them back in the game.
Yeah, let's see if it's Sean Smith's takeover time as Eitan Halpert, the answer, yes sir!
Halpert's 3rd three-pointer of the game, dropped a career high last night, looking to continue right where he left off.
Brown against Terrell in the low post. He'll do a little spinning. And Bielenda, the underhand scoop, doesn't go as Terrell's running for the Max. Gives for Markovic. Up top, Leichter. Top of the key, 3, no good. But a big rebound from Eitan Halpert, goes up strong, and he'll head to the line for a pair.
Eitan Halpert continues to stay aggressive and hustle again and again. You saw it on the defensive end over and over again in the first half, and you saw it right there on the offensive board. Halpert may not be the biggest player on the court, but he's constantly getting rebounds and playing with a bigger heart.
Eitan Halper, we can't say enough. I know, small sample size, but what he's done in this starting role this year has been pretty remarkable.
Well, not only has he been impressive so far in his first 2 games, he's elected team captain, and the coaching staff has mentioned that he continues to lead them in practice. He's been extremely vocal and really setting an example for the younger players.
He connects on a pair, and the Macs now lead by 15. Latito controls for the Valiants. Good defense from Altit. And now goes back up top, it's done. They're going to get Altit on the foul. They'll say he extended the arm. Excuse me, that's going to be Markovic. They'll say he extended his forearm. 3rd team foul against the Macs.
But you notice it from Altit, he's really embracing his role as a defender. He's got such good length, can cause such disruption to the offensive players. He's totally embracing that for this Macs team.
Latito, corner 3, it's long. But Chris Brown rips down the rebound. Jake Dunn back over to Brown. Top it's Latito. Latito, nice move. Can't get it to go, rebounded by Terrell.
Good job by Terrell, using his length to grab that board.
Leichter corner, it's Altit, he'll think about it. But now it's Terrell back up top to Leichter. Downstairs, low post, Ryan Terrell, great find from Gabe Leichter.
And how many times are we gonna say that? Leichter to Terrell for the easy layup. Such good teamwork, you love to see that.
Sean Smith, spin cycle, up under, it's the scoop. What a move by Sean Smith.
Sean Smith loves that spin move. Did it again on that one. Worked to perfection, laid it in over Leichter, who's a good defender.
Long 3 doesn't go from Eitan Halpert as Jake Dunn runs for the Valiants. Over to Sean Smith, pull up from the elbow, money.
Sean Smith looks like he's getting going, a danger sign for the Macs.
Altit gives for Markovic. Shovel to Terrell. Tries to lose him, but Jake Dunn, open floor, and the easy lay. An 11-point Macs lead. As Coach Steinmetz will take a full timeout, we'll send it to commercial break. Welcome back, 7:10 to play, Macs by 11.
Well, in that last possession, you saw the Valiants switch back to a man pressure defense, forcing a steal. They're probably going to try to continue to mix it up, make it hard for the Macs to understand what they're seeing out there, and now they come out in a press.
Yeah, they'll try to for that full court press as Yeshiva breaks nicely. Ofek Reef for Gabe Leichter. Wide open, nice movement. Markovic finds himself wide open on the interior.
Well, that's been a theme so far for the second half. The Macs are getting better looks from inside the paint. Struggled in the first half, but finding their own offensively.
Smith tries to answer, and he's got it.
Well, Smith loves taking in isolation, believes he has an advantage anytime he goes one-on-one.
Leichter works the baseline. Oh, he's just too big. Doesn't get the N1 to go, but he'll have a chance for 2 from the stripe.
Leichter backing up the smaller defender. Too strong, too big, as you mentioned. A good free throw shooter. That's a move Leichter loves. He's patient. He's willing to pass out of there, but if he sees the lane is open, definitely willing to take it, and he does it on that possession there.
We'd like to take an opportunity to thank everyone who has been so instrumental in putting this together. We'll get to names a little later, but just specifically Akiva Poppers, who's our executive producer at Max Live, who has really taken this program to new heights. And we thank him for his continued and really rigorous work putting all this together, getting us ready for game day. And kudos to him.
Absolutely. There's not enough that can be said about all the work he does for this program.
Sean Smith guarded by Terrell. Sean Smith, he is getting it going.
Sean Smith absolutely heating it up. We said he needs to get going if they wanted a chance, and here he is putting on a show.
Jake Dunn now takes it away. He's running the floor for Manhattanville. Goes up with it, can't get it to go, but Sean Smith, who else underneath to put it home?
The Max have to find a way to get Sean Smith out of the paint. He's just seemingly unstoppable from there right now.
Ryan Terrell, important to mention, the guy's got 34 points. And we're going to get an offensive against Gabe Leichter, struggling to get it going on the low post, in the low post. 5:45 to play, Max by 9, Manhattanville ball.
That's 2 consecutive possessions with a turnover for the Max. They've got a 9-point lead right now. Should be able to maintain it unless the pressure gets to them and they continue to turn the ball over.
Defense chance pours in from the Max bench. Dunn gives for Latito. Latito, the cross, misdirection. Finds Yetman in the corner, and he's got the 3. Nice play from the Valiants, and we are looking at a 6-point game.
And he loves that look from the corner. He won in the first half, took 2 of them in the first half. One of them rolled out, and that's his second one in the game already. Very comfortable shooting from the corner.
Gabe Leichter, it's a 3, and it's no good. But Ryan Terrell underneath puts it up. He's got 36.
What an effort by Terrell. Seeing the lackadaisical rebound, poking it out, and scoring an easy 2 points.
Smith going into takeover mode once again. Goes up, draws the foul. As they say, Terrell was a bit over-aggressive. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, again, there's not much to do when he takes it into the paint. Full head of steam. Almost just got to hack him. Hope for the best. We saw Smith miss a pair at the line late in the second half last night's game. These are big free throws here for Sean Smith.
Smith misses on the front end. We've talked about this in his game. His free throw shooting has been a problem.
And it's almost so surprising that he's not able to hit it from the line. His jumper looks great, but when he gets to the line, not as great.
He gets the second one to go. I believe he's 3 for 6 from the field. From the free throw line. As Yeshiva will look to start putting this game away. Let's see what they could do. Ofek Reef, quiet second half. Gives Rayton Halpert, top of the key, 3, no good.
And that's a look you love for the Max. Halpert open for 3.
Smith goes high flying, can't get it to go. As Yetman tries to put it in, he can't get it to go either. As the Max will slow it down. Just over 4 minutes to play. Ofek Reef takes the baseline and takes the lay-in.
Aggressive move by Ofek Reef. We saw that a lot last year. Reef comfortable taking it to the hoop. That's where he finishes best. And there you go on that play, taking it to the hoop, finishing with ease.
Smith will look to answer. He goes straight to the rim. And good defense from Ryan Terrell.
Well, Smith playing a little out of control there. He was on fire for a little bit. Missed on the last 2 shots.
4-on-3 developing. Goes back to Ryan Terrell. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line as he was fouled by Yetman.
It's such a great 2-man game they had going on there. Halpert finding Terrell open for the hoop. He won. Almost looked like he was going up for the dunk, but got hit from the back. Take another trip to the line as he's nearing the 40-point mark.
Now, will we see a 40-piece this afternoon is the question. But nonetheless, an excellent effort from this entire Max team as a whole, and specifically Ryan Terrell. Give him 37. He'll have one more.
For the Max, they continue to say all throughout last year they play for letters, not numbers. That's a line we've heard Ryan say on numerous occasions. And I'm sure he's just happy to come out with a W if they're able to hold Manhattanville off as we near the end of this game.
Terrell can't connect on the second. As Galgano controls for the Valiants. Smith, lots of dribbling, lots of nice moves. Ends up going under, can't get it to go. Leichter runs for the Max. Oh, a nice play, a nice dribble. Loses his defender, and now leaks out. Markovic, wing, three, bottom! Time out, Valiants. A great run by YU, and we'll send it to break. Welcome back, 84-71, Max by 13, 3:15 to play in the second half. YU looking to open their season 2-0 and extend their win streak to 31 games.
Well, they would love to sweep the doubleheader in this one. Still got to hold it out. 3 minutes to go. Lots of basketball to be played.
Smith for Dunn, guarded up top, and they're going to get Markovic for a foul.
It's only the 6th foul of the half for the Max. One more, and the Valiants will be on a 1-1. But for now, it's a foul on the floor and out of bounds.
Something to keep in mind is that when the games go late, a lot of teams like to stop the clock, get to the line, get some free points, and try to mount the comeback that way.
That's definitely true. And Manhattanville has 5 fouls, so they'll need to foul Max 2 more times to get them to the line.
Good defense from Ayden Halpert, but the Valiants come away on the scramble. Down low for Smith. Spin cycle, Smith, left hand. What a play.
A tremendous athletic effort there by Sean Smith, finishing with the left. Even though Halpert couldn't come up with the steal, that's got to be the 4th time at least that we've seen Halpert diving on the floor in this one.
Gabe Leichter, nice cut, nice lay-in. A veteran play from the big man.
Well, the big man got the pass, saw the open lane, cut to the hoop. Easy 2 points for Leichter.
Smith back up, back in the low post, but good defense. That was a combo from Leichter and Terrell. As Gabe Leichter will bring it down the floor.
Smith's been extremely aggressive so far in the closing moments of this game, trying to will his team to victory.
And I think they're going to get Ryan Terrell on the offensive.
It's only Terrell's 3rd foul of the game, so he'll stay in here.
Top of the key, 3 for Latino doesn't fall. As with 1:45 to play, this could be it with a bucket here. Goes to corner, Ayden Halpert's got all the time in the world, and yes, he knocks it down.
How about that for a dagger from Ayden Halpert? An impressive performance on both sides of the ball from the captain.
Very similar vibe to last night. We're talking about a very closely contested game until about the 3-4 minute mark. And YU has taken full control. Yetman, nice play. Spot up. A lot of bounces halfway down, rattles out.
Well, the game was tightening up. Sean Smith was heating up. But as we got close to the game, Max did a better job defensively, limiting Smith, forcing him to take difficult shots, which he took, but couldn't convert.
Gabe Leichter back to the basket. He's taken over. 18-point Max lead, under a minute to play. Stay tuned, post-game show coming up right after the game.
Max have to be very happy with themselves for the effort. Looks like they're going to take both games in the doubleheader. Good performance in both of the games. Definitely stuff they can work on, but overall a good performance and something which the Max can definitely build on.
Dunn, the 1-and-1, cannot connect on the front end as Eitan Halper corrals it in. He'll run the point as we near the finish of game number 2 of Yeshiva season. Ryan Terrell doubled viciously. Leak out goes Eitan Halpert, money.
Well, Halpert is putting on a clinic from the three-point line. Another three-pointer by Eitan Halpert.
Ball goes to Yetman now up top for Dunn. 25 seconds to play. Dunn from downtown can't get it to go. And Gabe Leichter comes down with it, and that should do it.
Well, an excellent performance by the Max on both sides of the ball. Scoring 94 and limiting the Manhattanville Valiants to just 73 points.
As Gabe Leichter will hold on to it, the players exchanging pleasantries. And that'll do it, your final score from the Max Stern Athletic Center. Max 94, Manhattanville 73. We'll get you to the postgame show right after this.
When I was in 9th grade, someone told me to give up on ball. He told me, basketball will only take you so far in life. You're not going to make it to the NBA, he said. What he was missing is that making it to the NBA isn't the only reason why we play.
Is someone working on Terrell? I got it.
The game of basketball leaves you with so much more than just the game itself. The life lessons and friendships that are made while playing the game will outlive the game and can last a lifetime.
What is it, 2 questions? I don't hear Ryan.
At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
And welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. We are joined here by Ryan Terrell. Ryan Terrell, 37 points. Great win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did it feel to be back home here after so long of a year? So tough to finally get back here. How was it being out there?
Well, first of all, we miss all the fans out here, but it's great to be back on the court. Great to be back out on in the Max Stern Athletics. That's Ofek. He says hi. Hi, Mom. Hi, whole family. Hi, everybody watching at home. Bubby, Zadie, Uncle Harvey, Coach Kaplan, Sandy Hines, Lance Hurt.
Let's talk a little bit about last night's game and tonight and this afternoon's game. How were you able to get it done against the Valiants?
Listen, they're a really good team, very classy, a lot of good talent out there. We just had to come out and execute our stuff, move the ball, and get the ball to Gabe, and let him dish out and get us the ball for buckets.
Right, we know it's been a tough year, a lot of restrictions, a lot of this, early practices, but how would you describe the vibe on the team? How are the teammates getting along? How are you guys taking everything as it comes along?
The team is closer than it's ever been before. Great atmosphere, great team chemistry, and a lot of talent. A lot of talented guys that don't necessarily play right now this year, but they're really good and really talented, and they're coming.
Well, Ryan, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We thank you all for joining us. It was great to be back here. For everyone, for our entire crew, led by Akiva Poppers, our director, Shimmy, Socol, all our cameramen, all our producers. Special shout out to Ari Schopf. I'm Yehoshua Segal, joined by Roey Herzfeld, and we say have a great night.